Hi guys, welcome back to the Aoife Show. I am sitting down with a new friend of mine, Serena. We met through work and just one of those amazing humans that you meet that influence your life in a very positive way. So, welcome to the show. Hi.
Thank you for having me.
It's my pleasure. How are you today?
Oh, as beautiful as the weather.
Yes, I love that. I love that. And so, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? I mean, how does it feel?
It feels great. Honestly, it makes me a little homesick for Tallahassee. When I went to Florida State, there was this giant cemetery in Tallahassee. Don't ask me to recall the name of it, but I can tell you how to get there. And it was very much the same thing. There were a lot of older graves. There were some crypts, vaults, things like that. There were some stories surrounding it because Tallahassee was, an older place, and so there's a lot of history there that didn't really exist in, the area where I was from, which is Tampa. And so just having that kind of connection to the past was really inspiring. Love it.
Awesome.
So it takes me home.
Takes you home. Awesome. Home. And speaking of home, you are not from Highlands County, but this is your new home. So let's talk a little bit about that.
So born and raised in Tampa, and kind of moved to St. Pete to be with my, at the time, boyfriend, now my husband.
Oh.
And it's very frantic energy. I don't like it. Every time I go back there and have to drive on I-4, I have what we call a tympanic attack, and I have to pop one of these handy-dandy little pills that the nice doctor gave me because, frankly, the people there are just a lot.
Okay.
And the way they drive. I'll just say this. My premiums are not high because of me.
It's because of your zip code.
Oh my God. And my zip code and the people who live there, the people who grace me with their presence and cut me off on a regular basis. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the relocation to Sebring has been a positive thing for you.
Oh, it's been nothing but wonderful. We love it here. It's a lot smaller, a lot friendlier. The people here are a lot more down to earth. Occasionally we'll have the wave of snowbirds, which, God bless them. They will cut me off. And one of them left a nice ding in my husband's car. They didn't stick around to, tell us it was them, but we know.
Yeah, we know.
We know. I know. But but other than that, no, it's been great. I've made a lot of really good friends. The people here are very much more loving, much more open. There's really, I think, a lot to be said about people having a little more space in between them than living right on top of each other and, just being so overwhelmed with each other's energy. I mean, it's been really a breath of fresh air.
Yeah. You feel like you can breathe.
Yes. We actually have air here. It's funny. It's weird.
Yes.
There's like
the
plants. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like plants and shit. So weird.
Okay. So, tell us a little bit about you. Tell us a little bit about Serena.
Oh, Serena. Let's see. Serena lost her identity in a rotten, loveless marriage. And so if you'd asked me that question 7 years ago, I wouldn't be able to answer it honestly. I have 3 children who are now a huge part of my identity, but they're not my entire identity. That doesn't stop them from wanting to crawl all over me. They're teenagers, and they follow me around in a herd. I didn't think that was possible, but yes, it's wonderful. I love that they want to be near me. Some people are like, oh, my teenagers, they don't pay attention to me. They're, on their phones all the time. I mean, they are, but usually it's when they're firmly wedged between my butt cheeks as well. But for me, let's see, I am, I don't know. I'm just here. I'm riding the wave. I am loving life. Yeah. And again, 7 years ago, I wouldn't have been able to say that, but here I am now.
So let's talk about that. How old were you when you got married the first time?
23.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Would not recommend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me either.
Yeah.
I got married at 24, so I get that age and
babies. But you think you know everything.
yes.
The older you get, the more you either forget everything you knew
or
realize, wow, big old strike to the ego that I am not wise.
Yeah. But
But we made it through that.
yes, we did.
Yes.
Yes. Awesome. Okay. So, realizing
Mm.
that as you understood who you are as a person and that you had to leave that, like, what was that like for you as a woman? Because that's the first thing. It's you wanting to be yourself. So you had to separate yourself from him. And then as a mother, because now, you're changing the family dynamic. Like, what was that like for you?
That was, boy, that was something. I realized how much of my identity I had given up to make someone else happy. And at one point, my ex told me that he didn't think I was capable of being happy. That's because I had given him all my happiness. And I had to realize that my happiness was just as important, if not more important, because the fact is, I'm here not just for myself. I had chosen to bring children into this world, and I have to show them that this is not acceptable. You don't let people walk on you. You don't let people take away your magic. And that's a conversation I had with my oldest. She's almost 15. Had a conversation with her on Thursday. We had a long car trip together, so we had to talk about something. And I said, women have magic. And because she's into this whole smash the patriarchy thing right now, and I was like, what does that mean to you? What does that mean? Tell me. I know what it means for me, but tell me what it means to you. Have you experienced the patriarchy? As a matter of fact, she has. And it's just one of those things. I said, don't let people take your magic. You are given, something specific, that not everyone has. Understand that you have gifts and you must use them. Like, that's why you're here. You have to use them. You have to show them to people. You have to use it to make yourself and your life better. And so having to take back my magic and say, it's not that I'm unhappy. I chose not to be happy because I gave my happiness away. So I'm taking it back. That's mine. Thank you. Out. And I'm having my last name back too. Yes, thank you. So that's what I did. And so separating myself from him, I didn't feel any sadness. I didn't feel any loneliness. I just felt like this sense of like hollowness, like, well, shit, who am I? Who am I? And so I had to relearn some of the things, that I had given up over time, to be the person that he wanted me to be, to dress the way that he liked, to do my hair the way he liked, to fulfill his desires. It's like, well, what do I like? And so I started painting again. I started coloring just for jollies while I was trying to figure out what to paint. I had to have some kind of a creative outlet and say, okay, well, I need something to do with all this energy. What do I do with it? So I went camping. I went camping a lot, played in the dirt, bought a kayak. Love my kayak. It's how I met my husband, who sank his kayak twice the day we met.
Huh. So you made a conscious decision to rescue this man for the rest of his life. You realize that?
I did. It was actually a pretty great story because, the son of a bitch actually took my parking spot. Yeah, but that's okay. I'm in it for the long game because I got to park in the garage now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, I did for a few years. Now the garage is full of his stuff, so it's a little give and take.
Yeah.
But that's just it. That's life, and that's, I think, part of any healthy relationship, whether it's romantic or a friendship or even with your children. It has to be give and take. And that's something I'm thankful my children actually understand my barriers. It's like, hey, I'm drinking coffee, and I can't really talk right now, and they understand that that's valid. That sometimes you need to take time to fill your cup, and that's something I tell people, I work with all the time. Fill your cup. You can't pour from an empty cup. And I know the cup analogy is something I've used a lot.
But it's true.
It is so true. My God. And you don't even realize that when people are taking from your cup because you're just so used to them having a straw in your milkshake, and it's like, wait, no, give me the cherry back. We're not, no, ma'am, no.
Mine.
That's my milkshake. Now, if you want to swap with somebody and say, okay, sure, here, we'll try each other's milkshakes, and that's just an exchange of energy and of consciousness, I think.
Yeah.
But you can't let someone take that from you. Your milkshake, your magic, your mojo, whatever it is, just understand that there's got to be give with the take. So
balance.
In all things balance. Yes.
So I'm glad you touched on that because that's kind of tricky for me. I am really big on making sure that my daughter understands that not only is it important to have boundaries, but to comfortably enforce them.
Yeah.
So I love that. This is my coffee time,
Mhm.
and it's okay. Wait, and I love that. That's beautiful, and you can see the result
Oh yeah,
of
great
yes, yes, they are great kids. They really are.
kids. Yeah.
So that's a good thing. I
Yeah.
love that. Let's talk a little bit about. Should we get into kids or no?
Into kids?
Yeah, like
Okay.
your childhood versus
We can
the
talk about it.
childhood you are creating for
Yes.
your own kids.
Okay, so my childhood was, one of those things. I think everybody looks back on their childhood and they're like, things could have gone differently. Things could have been a lot better. I'm just saying that you have to realize too that your parents were growing up. You were growing up, but so were your parents. My parents had me pretty young. They were, let's see, my mom was 22. So she got married when she was 18. Her and my dad are still together. And yeah, the way they treated me was different from how they treated my brother. He had some issues that required more attention. I didn't. So I always kind of did my own thing, and I learned to be a really responsible person. But as a result of that, I felt I had more responsibility put on me than what I would have liked. And I'm grateful for the experience because it shaped me into who I am, and I'm a very confident, responsible person. And, you don't like it, okay, cool, right on, bye. But I also have to strike a balance between encouraging my children. I want you to be an independent, confident, whole human being. But I don't want you to take up the slack. I don't want you to take up my slack. I don't want you to feel like you have to carry my burden because it's my burden. And so that's, I think, where I learned that you have to be the person you needed when you were that age. And so if my kids ask me a question, they always get an honest answer. I'd rather they hear it from me than Google.
Yes.
Or their peers. Oh my God.
Their peers.
Their peers. Yeah, the
Yes.
13-year-old, the stuff he brings home from the bus. And he asked me that, what's oral? And I was like, well, it's having to do with the mouth. It's anything, having to deal with the mouth.
Yes.
Do you have some context for me? Of course he meant oral sex because he's 13 years old. And so of course he meant oral sex. And it's like, oh, okay, that's oral sex. Do you need me to expound, or have you seen it enough? Because I know you know how to do incognito mode. Kid is more tech savvy
They
than I
think
am.
we don't know.
Oh God. Yes, and I've walked up on him before because he. It's part of growing up. I don't care. I just don't want him to do it in the living room, and that's what he did. And that's kind of what it was like. Your sisters are right there, and
Yeah.
not everybody's into anime titties, buddy. You have to have the consent of the people around you if you're going to watch that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah.
And whatever you do, don't do it at school, please. So.
Please don't do it at school, people. Please.
Oh my God, I've had enough phone calls. Not about that. But yeah. But I don't want the call. He was looking at anime titties. Oh, great. Yeah.
We'll skip that one.
Yes. Please,
Okay.
Please.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, so the girls kind of add balance to, him kind of.
Yeah. So I've got 3 very different personalities that came out of my body. There's the oldest who loves to play the devil's advocate. Very smart, very swift. She is an old soul. She is one who, I don't know. I don't know where she came from. But she's followed me from other lives. I know that. And the kid is just ridiculous. She always has something to say. She always has an opinion. And that's great. And she'll tell you her opinion. But around other people, she's very shy, very quiet, very much. And I'm like there was a girl in school she was crushing on. I'm like, have her over for dinner. How do I have that conversation?
Hello.
Hey, you want to come over for dinner?
Right.
How do I initiate that?
Hey.
Well,
She
role
missed
play.
that part.
Yeah, the hey.
The hey.
Hey, how are you today? Hey, you want to come over for dinner sometime?
Yeah.
It's a lot of hays.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey, hi. How you
hi.
doing? Yeah.
It's like, so you're talking about whatever, and you like food? Because I like food, and my mom makes good food. And why don't you come have food?
Yes.
Food is the way to everyone's heart. If not directly through the sternum, go through the stomach. So, that's her. The boy is still trying to find himself. He's in a really weird place, that middle child thing, and he's, I think, caught between loyalty to his birth father and, the fact that he really idolizes his stepdad and loves him so much and is like, I love Jared, but I still feel the need, like the obligation to be loyal to my birth father. And I think he's just trying to find balance in his life and where his identity comes from. And I want him to be his own person. So we try to encourage that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one doesn't need to negate the other.
No,
yeah.
It doesn't. But in his head,
yeah,
it's hard, and he's growing and he's learning. And one day he'll learn, he'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Today is not that day.
Yeah, no.
Much as I'd love to go home and say, oh, he had an epiphany. We're great. I'm not holding my breath on that.
That's fine. It'll come.
It will. Yes, all good things and all good time. But the youngest, she is a pocket full of sunshine. She has always been bright, yellow, happy sunshine, just smile, very sensitive, very very in touch with the people around her. She's very much got like earth energy. She loves to grow things. And every day, she'll get home from school and she'll water her plants. And she has little plants in the backyard. And, she was so excited. You want to make that kid happy, you buy her a basil plant.
Okay.
Yes, she loves basil. And she smells like basil because she'll just eat it straight off the plant. Oh, look at you.
Not it. Hi.
That's who she is. She's like just a happy little person. And you don't have to speak sharply to her. In fact, you shouldn't speak sharply to her because that was something she left her phone at the YMCA, the daycare, and when they called us and she didn't tell us that she had left it, and so Jared's like, hey, did you get my text? Just trying to kind of suss her out and say, I can't find my phone. Oh no. Oh, do you know where it is? Eventually, we got to where she figured out this is where I left it, and when Jared said, well, we can't just lose your phone, that costs money, and she started to tear up, and he's just like, he knew he needed to back off because like she genuinely took that to heart, and she's like, oh my God, I caused my parents trouble. And she's just one who I think she's going to have to be taught to guard her energy because people will take advantage of that purity. And she's just such a pure little soul. She's always been so precious.
Good sweetheart. Yes. Yeah. So you created 3 pretty exceptional beings. Like, yeah.
I'm exhausted.
Came out of that. Well, only one, but yeah.
One came out. The other 2 were removed like tumors, but it's okay.
Yeah. Because we love them all equally.
Oh God, yes. They were all grown within this vessel. So
yeah,
and they're fantastic.
Yeah.
Couldn't ask for better kids.
Yeah. So are you like happy? Worth it, the time that you invested in yourself to be you. So looking at the product, you're like, you can.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I come home every day and I'm excited. I'm grateful for it. I love my job. I love the people I work with. There's not a time in my life that I dread. And there used to be days when it was like that, when I would just take this is when I had a Tahoe, and so it was a gas hog, but after work, which was stressful, I would drive that sucker around for 45 minutes before I went home because I hated it. There was just dread. There was always just like something looming over me. Just, again, I gave away my magic. And here it's like, I walk in the door and, the house might be a little messy. And this kid needs to get off his friggin' phone and do his homework, and nobody put the socks away, but okay.
Yeah, it's home.
It's home, yeah. It's home. This is mine, and my husband is fantastic. He's always happy to see me when he talks in his sleep. A lot of the times he'll just like reach over and just grab at whatever body part is accessible and say and just say something very loving, and it's just a very genuine thing, and that's what it is. We're genuine, it's not perfection, but it's perfection for me. It's fantastic. So
you're glowing because of all the love.
That and the skin has not seen the sun in months, but look away. But
I love it.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're just very happy.
Yes. So we're settling into Highlands County, and the kids and everybody. This is now home.
This is home.
Yes. And now, as far as dreams, like, where are you going to be in 5-10 years? Like, where do you want to be? You'll be an empty nester by then. I mean, iffy.
House prices being what they are, maybe not. I don't know. Jeez. Although we do.
Oh yeah, you need that rent income. You might. Yeah.
I've encouraged the children to live on campus, just because I think it's important for them to develop an identity outside of their family. Yeah, lovingly push them out of the nest as opposed to just both hands.
Yeah.
So 5-10 years. I like where I'm with my job, but I want to continue to grow. I feel like I have a lot to offer in general, and that's work related. And I love my job. I love the people I work with. So it sucks that that's kind of like such a big part of it, because your work shouldn't be your identity, but when you're happy in your work,
Yes.
then you get a sense of fulfillment out of that, and that's kind of where I am. So do I want to be a little old lady in a rocking chair? Hell no. I have a rocking chair. I will eventually be a little old lady, most likely, assuming one of these, snowbirds don't take me out on 27.
They won't.
They won't. They don't dare.
They do not.
They do not. But no, I mean, we have so much going on, like with building the house and building the home, and we have a lot of projects. And Jared's a woodworker, and that's his magic. His is in his hands, and so that's kind of where we are. Is okay. So, what do I want versus what do we want? And occasionally I'll walk by something and be like, it would look really nice there, and he's like, an outdoor kitchen. It's like, yeah, exactly. We gonna do that? Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, great. So we're gonna need like $15,000. We're not doing that today. Cool. But that's kind of where it is. We just sink into what we've built. We put a lot of work and energy into this. I mean, heck yeah. But after that, the kind of thought, just depending on whether or not the kids are still around in 15, 20 years, we'll see. I might just sell them the house. We eventually want to buy some land in the mountains in Georgia and build a cabin from scratch.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like Delonica?
Helen.
Helen?
Helen.
Oh, okay.
Just right there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Wine country, so yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Okay.
Yeah. We fell in love with Helen. We went on vacation maybe 3 years ago. But my in-laws gifted us a week in a timeshare, and then we went camping. I love camping.
Yeah.
That was an experience. That was an experience. It was the most unsexy shared shower I've ever had in my entire life. I'll tell you about that. So the timeshare was great. We had fun. We were right in the midst of Helen and enjoyed ourselves. We went to Blood Mountain and, Black Rock Mountain, and just all of this beauty surrounded by nature. And I love the mountains. And, there's a Chattahoochee River. It's just, what's not to love, honestly? In June, you open the windows, it's 40 degrees. It's,
Yeah.
I'll take it. Yes. So that was great, but then we wanted more time there. So we bought some time at a campsite, and they have like these rustic outdoor cabin type things. They're right on the Chattahoochee. Cool. But very little in the way of running water and electricity, which you don't really need that. But they had an outdoor shower. So there was like the outhouse and the shower part, and there was the guy's side and the girl's side. And I went to the girl's side. There was a big ass spider. I'm like, this is not how I die. This is not how I die. I don't know if you're venomous, but I don't want to find out the hard way. We're like 45 minutes from a hospital. No. So I went in the guy's side. Much better. And then after all that, we went hiking, and it poured rain. And so we're trying to take a shower. There's no electricity to the little shower hut. There's no ceiling on it. Again, 40 degrees in the Georgia mountains. It had been raining all day. The hot water, not so much. And there were spiders everywhere. I'm not afraid of spiders, but I don't really want them crawling on me either. Like, that's just not my thing. And so one of us had to take a turn holding the lantern over the other one and like swat the spiders off of them, and then we had to take turns. So it was a shared shower, not at all sexy,
but extremely intimate.
Extremely intimate. Yes, God, yes. And that was just it. We still, speak fondly on the experience just because we survived that shit. Oh my God. Yeah. So it was kind of an Amish moment for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Worth it.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Would I want to do it again?
Maybe.
I don't know. If we get through a really rocky patch in our relationship, it's going to be one of those things like, do you remember? Do you remember the spider shower?
Yeah.
Yes, I remember the spider shower. Let's get back to that.
Okay.
Hmm.
Good. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, that was awesome. I loved it. I want to play a little game.
Oh.
I want to try something. Okay. Oops. Ooh, is that an omen? That is not an omen. We're going to play the game. Okay. So, sensuality versus sexuality. Yes.
Yes.
Do you want to ask or answer?
Answer.
Answer?
Hmm.
All right. Okay. Blueberries.
So do I have to say if it's sexual or sensual?
Yes.
Oh. Sexual.
Blueberries. Okay. All right. Kiwi.
Sensual. Sensual? I think so.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think, yeah.
How about spinach?
Neither, really. That's going to take me a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the Mrs. Robinson thing, wasn't it? Yeah, I remember this. Was it The Graduate?
What was it? I
Yeah.
haven't seen that movie. Don't judge me. I have not.
There's no judgment in this area.
I know.
Yes,
In this house.
but yeah, no, there's no judgment in this house. No, I think that was a game that was played in The Graduate. But God, it's been over a decade since I've seen the movie.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like carrots, sexual or no. What was it? This is sexual. I've always found zucchini sexual. No, it's sensual. You find it sensual.
Interesting.
Was it The Graduate?
Maybe. Now I
don't know.
need to watch it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then now you have homework. Sorry.
Yes.
All right. So spinach. We're gonna go with sensual.
Sensual?
I think so.
Okay. I
Yes.
like that.
Yeah.
Cornflakes.
Cornflakes, crunchy.
Sweets.
Frosted Flakes.
Yes. Let's go
'Cause
frosted flakes.
Frosted Flakes, I'd say sexual. Cornflakes, sensual.
I can see that. Okay. Yes. I like that. Eyeshadow.
Eyeshadow. Provocative, sensual.
Okay. Lip liner.
Lip liner. Like 2003 lip liner, or
Hey, I was 2003.
because that's eyeliner, and we all knew it was eyeliner. We all knew it. Oh, golly. So, we'll say sensual.
Sensual. Yeah. Okay.
I think so.
I like that. And the earlobe.
The earlobe, sexual.
Sexual.
Yes, absolutely. I probably have a teeth mark on mine. Yeah.
No judgment here.
I have a very, very
Yes.
healthy relationship with my husband. Yeah.
Yeah?
No secret. It's
I
beautiful.
love that.
Me
That
too.
is a beautiful thing.
God, yes. Especially when you go without. Like when you, yeah.
Yeah, when you love it, but you have to be like, I really don't want it from you.
Yeah, it's bad. It's like the off-brand. It's like the off-brand chips, you know, and you're like, oh, wonderful. I love chips. You open it and the bag, it's like air, and there's 3 chips inside, and they're stale.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is what having a lack of sexual connection with a partner is.
Wow.
Yes.
Yes.
No
that's
dip or
real.
anything. Jesus. He didn't bring dip.
Nothing.
He didn't bring nothing.
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 It was, and you know the bags because it's the one that's cheaper than the store brand.
Oh, yes. And
But it's so pretty. It's such a pretty bag.
It's a pretty bag. Well, I mean, some bags are prettier than others.
Yeah.
Either way, the entire back of it is barcode,
Yeah.
so it's like.
What do you think? There must be some kind of voodoo they put in there. I'm sorry if I offend somebody by saying that. But when you shake it, it sounds like there are more than 3 chips in there.
Yes.
And it sounds solid. It doesn't sound like that flaky.
Yeah, like sawdust.
Yeah.
I don't know about like the whole chip science thing, but like.
No, but we're
So,
talking
yeah.
about the human.
Oh,
thing.
the human.
But
thing,
but it goes
Yes.
to who we were not at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because now you are yourself and you got yourself a whole bag of spicy chips.
I do. Yes, I got the
Oh.
big bag.
Yeah.
I do, and it's fantastic. There's a lot of flavor. It's like, you know, every flavor is covered, or every chip is covered with all the Doritos.
All
chips.
yours.
All mine.
All yours.
All mine.
Yes.
So it makes me very glad that I fished him out of the water.
Yeah.
Yes, and had to empty his kayak with a beer bottle.
Hey, you had that beer bottle on deck.
I had the bottle opener too, because he offered me a beer.
Yeah.
We no longer drink, but he offered me a beer, but he didn't have a bottle opener. I was like, oh, step into my office. I still have it on my key ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, same one. I think he might actually have my keys today.
Hmm.
Yeah, but anyway, so yeah, that was where that started, and yeah, he sank his boat a couple times, showing off, peacocking, and got hung up on some oysters. That's okay. That's okay. Yeah. He did sink his boat many more times after that. And then he sank mine. But mine has a drain plug, so it's just one of those things that's like, oh my God, you're just going to have to get that out of the water. And at one point, he sunk the boat and gave up and decided he was going to follow me and swim. And I was like, no, you're going to retrieve that $300 kayak that you just dropped in the bay. No, you're going to go down and get it.
Fun times.
Yes.
Yes.
In moderation.
Yes.
So much fun.
Yeah.
Otherwise, a lot of time, energy, and, God, you're buying me dinner after this. So, yeah. Which you did.
Oh, yes. Still buying you dinners.
Yes. Give and take again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Again. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. Awesome. Oh, I appreciate you.
I appreciate you. This has been a
Sitting down-
blast.
Yes, it has.
Oh, I love you. And I have leaves in my butt.
Oh, okay.
I'm one with the earth.
Yes. Grounded.
Grounded. Just gotta get up where the root chakra takes too much.
Yes, before you start actually planting roots.
Penetrating a corpse or something. We don't do that.